Like,
Hey, buddies, you should probably what?
hey, friends, close that blind behind me. It's kind of bright.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to, you got
I got
time.
I got tomatoes growing over there
Oh my gosh.
in that plastic thing.
Oh, nice. Well, you don't
Yeah.
want to deprive your tomatoes of sunlight. It's so weird, like talking to you, and it's bright as day, and here it's dark as night.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
have to watch that. Maybe I need to leave that open because I have to watch that. I still gotta lock my birds up in a little bit, but
yeah.
I figured that'd
Oh,
be a good way to maybe keep our show a little on the manageable side for time.
yeah. Like, oh,
Some
it's dark there. Gotta go.
sometimes we get a little carried away. But
Yeah.
do you have your cards or they're
I
all
don't.
packed up?
They are still
Gosh,
packed up in my car. Like, I
what am
have
I
not
gonna do with you?
unpacked my car. For those of you that are tuning in, Jen's sick and has been sick since the day I left Ohio. And it's been kind of miserable. Like, today's been kind of rough, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. So, I mean, I've gotten a few things out. Like, made sure I got Scout and Huron out of the car because I felt bad the day that we got here. I was like, it was snowing. Well, no, it was raining when I got here. And I was like, I need to get inside. I got to get Sheldon out, fed, and whatnot. And he came in the house and he was so excited. He goes running through and then he went under the bed and then came back downstairs and he was like he was very disappointed because he definitely came home looking for Huron. And so he didn't eat that night and he's been a sad little panda since, and I'm like, my
Oh,
baby.
that's
I
terrible.
know, and I don't know how to I try to I keep trying to get him out of it, and I think the only way to get him out of it is, I mean, it is like we did get snow the next 2 days. It's already melted, but it melted today. So maybe if it stays warmish, then once I feel better, I can get him to a dog park. Like I think he'll feel better, getting to go and play with some other dogs. But yeah, so I haven't really done anything. Like the only thing I pulled out of my car was my clothes and laundry that needed to be done. Like I needed clothes, so
Right?
yeah, the cards are buried. But I'm sure I would have probably pulled the love card or something relevant to whatever's going on in the universe right now. I don't know. I've been very just chill. Like I haven't really done much since I've been back. Like I actually kind of feel like shit because there was so much stuff that I wanted to get done, in the house. Not that it's dirty because I cleaned before I left, but I've
Been
let the
gone
dishes
for
pile up this week and my clothes are still in the dryer. Like there were certain little things I wanted to do, and I'm just like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I needed to rest today, so it'll be fine. But hopefully I feel better so I can get some of this stuff done.
well,
But
the great thing about dishes and laundry is they're not going anywhere.
no, no, they're definitely not going anywhere. And it's not like they're just sitting there like gross. Like I rinse my dishes and it's not like my clothes are sitting in the washer, wet. So
Yeah.
they're in the dryer. They just need fluffed and folded.
Yeah.
Or I just, do what I typically do when I'm home and I just whatever is in the dryer, I pull out and I wear it. And that's how I go through the clothes is I
Yeah.
just pull it in the dryer.
And I'm gonna
But
apologize for yawning. Oh my god, I'm so tired.
yeah. I mean, honestly, it's okay, and it's okay if like this ends up being kind of shorter because like I forgot for like a split second about the podcast, and I was like, I really want to just go lay down, and I'd set an alarm, and then like I saw the little alarm symbol, so like the alarm hadn't even gone off. I saw the alarm. I was like, what's the alarm for? And I was like, oh yeah, I can't go lay down. I got a podcast to
so
do.
funny
So
because like I came home early because I was just tired of being at work. I was just like, it's slow right now, and no one's in the office. A lot of people are either out for spring break or we have people that are traveling or whatever. And
yeah,
I was like done by like 11:30, and I was like,
I don't blame you.
I looked at the
It's
captain and I
fun.
was like, I'm going home early today. I was like,
Oh
and
man.
now it's like it was raining and the temperature dropped, so now it's like freezing rain, snowing, and I'm like kind of kicking myself. So on my way home, I was so tired because I too am sick. And I think a lot of it's just running myself and not balancing my life. And just, I feel like I've been just go, go, go like all month. And I know it's only like the 16th, but like really it's been since the 25th of February. Just like every
Mhm.
weekend seems to be full of shit. And like, I'm just tired, just fucking
Yeah.
tired. And last night we went to a play for my
Ooh.
husband's cousin's kid. They live in New Jersey, but she's like, I don't even know how old she is, but I'd say she's probably like 9-ish, somewhere around in
Mhm.
there. And she belongs to like a traveling theater group. And so they were doing a production of Anastasia. And just so happens, oddly enough, that they were 30 minutes from my house doing a show. And so we haven't seen them for quite some time, but especially since we left New York. So we went out to support her, but the thing started at 7:30. It didn't get over till 10:30. And then we still had to like drive home. So by the time we got home, it was like after 11. And that's just way past my bedtime.
Yeah.
And so like I did not go to the gym today. And I was just like just feeling really super wiped. And so I was laying on the couch. And did I tell you that we got a new dog? I did. I showed you. I
Yeah.
think I
Yes.
showed you on the podcast.
You
Well,
did.
she's here now.
Yay.
We picked her up on Tuesday. I kind of want to call her in here and show you.
You should.
Okay,
100%.
Stand by.
Okay. And I'll just sit here and just stare off in the distance with nobody in the chat to talk to. Because apparently people didn't hit their little bells. But we also didn't announce it. I mean, we never do. We're terrible podcasters. Oh my goodness. And yeah, I don't know what else to say to fill up the time when I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I'm wrapped up in a blanket because I'm cold. I can't seem to warm up. Oh. Oh, I hear a doggo.
Come here. Come see me. Come see me.
Oh my goodness.
This is Murphy girl.
It's so precious. Hello. She can't hear me. I don't know why I'm talking like that. What's her name again?
Her name is Murphy. Her name was
She's so
Mrs.
cute.
Doubtfire on the site, but like this doesn't really, you can't really call that very well.
Yeah. Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes,
yeah.
you can.
Hold on, let me out of here. Let me let her out.
All right. But yeah, somebody popped in for a second, but didn't even want to say hi. That's so rude. I don't know why people do that. Like, if you're gonna pop in, at least say hello. It's only polite. I really need a fucking haircut. Like, I don't know what it's doing with this weird split thing. I'm just talking to myself, just to fill the space.
I know. Well, so I went to go get her, and so we've been having a mild pack issue.
So, who's being the ass?
She is.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
So that's rude. You're new here.
Well, that's kind of what everybody's been saying. Like, the boys hate her. I won't say they hate her. It's just the first day that we picked her up on Tuesday. So she's only been here for like 2 days. And she started doing this thing where when she's sitting with you or near you, she becomes dominant and aggressive. I hate to use the word aggressive, but she growls and shows teeth. So then I immediately was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So you behave like that, you go on a timeout.
Yeah.
So she goes and she sits in her crate. And luckily she crates well. But I don't leave her in there for more than a few minutes because they have no concept of time.
Yeah.
But anyway, my husband was putting a harness on her because like we're trying to teach her, her new name and all that. So she goes out on a leash right now. And anyway, he was bending down and he was trying to clip the leash, and my other dog, just got near him. And I mean, she full on like went after him, and not in a way that like she just lunged and snapped at him. And once he like got the message, she quit. But I'm like, yeah, no, we don't do that around here.
Yeah.
And I can see things where it's more of it's a dominance thing is what she's doing. So like she was sitting on the couch with my husband and I was playing with the other dogs because they are just like really sad about the whole thing. They're like, Mom, everything was perfect. And like, now you fucked it up. And so
they fucked it up. They had a meet and greet and they were fine.
And that's the weird thing. Well, and again, she's fine with them. Like Eric was just doing treats and she sat with everybody in between them. It's not necessarily them per se that she has a problem with. It's the fact that you're coming. I don't know if it's a threat thing where she's like, I'm not really sure what your intentions are, or if she's like, hey, this is mine, or a little bit of both. So it's gotten better, where it was happening every time. And now I just feel bad. And so Eric was like, oh, I feel like it's really getting better. We didn't really have any incidents. And I was like, because they're never in the same room. Anytime she enters the room, the other two dogs will just leave. And I was like, I hate that.
I think it'll get better. It will get better.
Because like all of us were laying on the couch, they lay like at the other end, but at least we're all kind of in the same space. But then like, one of them will move and like start walking somewhere else. And of course they take like the long way around.
Yeah.
And she'll like, ugh. And I'm like, Kennel, I don't care how little it is. No, we're not doing that.
I mean, honestly, that's good. It's going to help enforce like, with consistency and all that. But so, I'll tell you that when I first brought Huron home, him and Scout were like the same way. Like Huron never really did. Huron was more of like, I just want to play, which is weird because he was the working dog. And, Scout, he was already like, obviously there and very protective of me. He was like, I don't fucking know about this. So there's a few times, we had a few incidents, but they both like listened so well that they finally eventually got along and ended up, loving each other. So
right. And so again, it's been 2 days. Hasn't even really been a whole 2 days. So but she's funny. She reminds me a little bit of Sheldon. Like she just does
I'm
things
sorry.
sometimes that are, how he does like his little smile.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
She doesn't really smile like that, but like she does these things and I'm like, oh my God, you're like Sheldon. Like they're kind of like a little, she reminds me of Ed from The Lion King. He was like
hyena.
The little hyena.
Yeah.
She reminds me of a hyena. And I think that's really what makes me think of Sheldon. Sheldon always reminds me of like a little hyena. But anyway, she'll like do things to get your attention and she like rolls over and like she pretzels her body in these like weird ways where it literally looks like she has no spine. So, but it's been nice because she started to finally, like this morning I was getting ready and she just laid on the mat in the bathroom and hung out with me. So she's starting to like settle a little bit because like the first day here, she's driving me nuts because like all she did was pace. Look over there and look over there and pace over here and pace over there. And I know a lot, it's just figuring out new smells and the cat walloped her in the face.
Oh,
yeah. Fucking cat's so mean. But so I'm sure it'll get better. And like I said, it's already gotten a little better. There's been only one teeth showing today. So, but that's just been kind of a lot.
I mean, it's only been you picked her up this past Tuesday or the Tuesday last week?
No, like the 14th.
So just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's already, you guys will be fine. It's only been a couple days. And
so I just feel bad because like Rabbit will just look at you and he'll be like,
why?
You've
like I said,
everything.
Scout was the same way with Huron and Huron was the same way with Sheldon. Like he's
Well,
like,
and Bronx was the same way with Rabbit. Like he
yeah,
fucking hated him when we brought him home. He would
yeah.
literally leave the room just like he does now. Whenever we would let the puppy out to play and whatever, he would just go upstairs and he would just leave. And now
Dogs are
they're
so
like,
funny with their attitudes.
so again, but it's been good. And like I said, she's super smart. She's already like housebroken, and somebody worked with her at some point where she's just fucking wicked smart because
Mhm.
she knows weight. She knows, she listens, she comes, you know what I mean? So she's pretty smart. Like when I
Yeah.
went to
Well,
go
I
get
mean, blue
her, she
heelers
was in
are
her
really
crate.
smart dogs anyway. Like they're super
Yeah.
smart dogs anyways. Like I would venture to say it'd be like border collies, blue heelers are like neck to neck on intelligence, and then like shepherds and Malinois, and then the rest of the fucking dogs.
Yeah.
And all the way at the bottom, Sheldon. No, I'm just kidding. Sheldon's actually really smart. So sometimes he's too smart for his own good, but sometimes. Other times he's really stupid.
Well, that's
He
like,
heard me.
that's what I say. Like she's like smart as a whip, but then sometimes she looks at you and her tongue's hanging out like the side of her face, and she
Hmm.
just has that like vacant Ed the hyena look on
Yeah.
her face, And I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, Doug, you're retarded. But
Yes. Yes, Baxter. Liz got a new doggy.
oh, I did.
Yeah,
Look, I just
you'll have to go back and watch the very, very beginning of the episode because she
yeah,
brought
I
her in here
brought
for
her
a
in
second.
little
So
blue healer. We got her from the
yeah.
Humane Society, so we were talking about some of our adjustment period stuff, but it's good. Um, yeah, anyway, I'm just, trying to just stay awake. But
Yeah.
I did want to talk to you today about I've just been seeing I wish you had your book. Your
Which
angel number
one?
book.
Oh, I can go grab that. It's just upstairs. It's not like it's packed away in my car. It's upstairs.
Oh, okay. I thought you took it with you. Because I keep
No, I
seeing
didn't have that with me.
444 and 222.
So 444, I know is I'm pretty sure is something with protection, because whenever I see it, I always say it's Huron stopping by to say hello, because Huron's tattoo was Tango 444. So every single time I see 444, I'm like, hey, Huron. But like I said, I also know that it's like the universe's way of like saying like protection. That might be like the Google. So I don't know what my book's going to say. And then 222, I think, is something with balance. Something
you're
with
right on that
balance.
one.
Baxter, I got back here Monday night. All right, so first let's do.
I know it's weird to see her
Excuse the
like
sniffles.
in a home.
Yeah, I know, and not in the back of my car. All right, so
Well, though you're
222.
looking a little more homeless today than you did the whole trip.
Yeah. Gee, thanks. So so 222, and of course Sheldon wants to go out like right when we're doing this. But 222 says trust fall. Your angels ask you to trust your place in life right now. You are in the right place at the right time. Take a look around and enjoy the moment. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Okay, so I was wrong about that one. I thought that one was balanced. Maybe it's 555. Because I know there's numbers that I saw recently, and one of them was
Well,
balanced.
no,
And
I
I
know
thought,
I've looked at some meetings on 222 in the past, and it does say balance and duality,
mm-hmm.
and like your
Well, I think
connection.
I think it also just depends on like what who you look it up through.
Yeah.
But there's more to it than just like these little blurbs that this book has.
Yeah.
Because like there's different meanings for like love and life and all the fun stuff. So 444 is protective magic. Your prayers are heard. This number assures you that you are being heard. Your angels are guiding you, surrounding you, and answering your prayers of protection. It may be a time of struggle, but you are being led into the light by your guardians. Take a moment to thank your angels for their protective presence in your life.
Love it.
So,
because I mean, that one's been like everywhere, like for days.
yeah.
And so I'm like sitting there, like, I always say thank you, but like, I'm like, okay, am I missing something?
Yeah.
I'm not catching on. But so that's been pretty fun. Because I just have been feeling like just disconnected, but a lot of that's just because I've been so involved in my 3D bullshit. So
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel, I've honestly been kind of feeling the same way too. And I think it's because it's like, I get into Ohio. I think the last time when we talked was I was in Arkansas, I think, maybe. I was in Arkansas. And so I made it back to Ohio just a few days after that. So like my trip ended shortly after like that last podcast. And it was just that tension, And I honestly didn't think it was that bad until like some things had happened and which made things worse. And then I was like, oh my God, like I don't know what to do. Like it's a whole thing. But I think I got it figured out for the most part. And then, I stayed there I was only there for a week. Got to see my brother, which I don't remember if I've told you guys that he came out of rehab, right?
no.
Oh yeah, he got out of rehab a couple weeks ago. He's now in like the sober living whatever, which he has to pay, I think like $4 something a month for like a room and the common areas or whatever. Which I'm like, kind of a lot. But if you have someone there that's like holding you accountable, then I think 100% worth it. But he came over with his new girlfriend who seems really nice. He seems to be doing really, really well, which I'm like super, super proud of him. And then obviously saw my cousins, went and had dinner with some buddies that I was stationed with in Germany, which was nice. And then my sister's kids came over on I think it was a Saturday that they came over, which it was really good, like seeing them and hanging out with them. Kind of got on to my nephew a little bit because he takes video games way too serious, which I understand because I used to be really, really bad when I was younger also. Not when I was his age. My issues happened as a very young adult because like I didn't know how to work through emotions. And, when I was his age, I didn't have really the shit to work through that he's got to work through, which I did, but it was just one of those things like when we were younger, we just suppressed that shit and just kept on moving type of thing.
Yeah,
but
rub some dirt in it, keep it moving.
Yeah, but yeah, and honestly, I didn't, in my opinion, I didn't deal with anything nearly as traumatic as what he's been dealing with, like my mom abandoned me. Like, oh, big deal. I mean, it's actually really terrible and it's kind of fucked me up. But it's but his I try. But like his issues are obviously from his mom, but it's more than just abandonment wounds, so he has a lot of things to work through. And well, it's honestly, and I'm not trying to talk shit about my family, like I'm really not, but it's his issues stem from his mom and his dad. So poor kid, like honestly, all three of them have a lot to work through, but it seems like he's being affected the most out of all of them. So had a little conversation with him. I don't think I got through to him because he continued to pout. Yeah, and he just continued to pout because we were playing football on the Xbox, and I was beating his ass. And I told him, I was like, bro, like I'm gonna kick your ass in this game. Like this used to be my game, like I'm gonna beat you. And when I kicked the ball off first, and he from the kickoff return ran it all the way down for a touchdown, and he starts talking shit, and I'm like, it's literally 2 seconds into the game. Like I haven't even gotten the ball yet, So I'm just, and I even told him, I said, look, I can't remember the buttons, like, but beware once I figure these buttons out. So of course I figured the buttons out, and he started throwing temper tantrums. He was throwing interceptions, and then he got to a point where every time he'd get the ball, he would do a fake punt and then run it into the end zone for a safety. And I was like, listen, if you're not going to play, then just shut it off. Like, this isn't fun. Like, this isn't fun at all, He's like, no, I'm going to play. I'm like, okay. So then he started playing, like, 2 back and forths. So, like, I got the ball, touchdown, and then he got the ball, and then I think he got a touch. Or maybe he threw another interception. I don't know. But then he got to a point where he had the blanket, and he just, like, threw it over his head, and he's not playing at all. And at this point, I'm not even playing defense. I'm literally just selecting the defense play, and I'm just letting the AI do its work. And so I'm not doing anything. And he's like, not playing. And so then finally he was under the blanket. He's just mashing buttons. Doesn't even know what he's hitting. He ends up hitting the Xbox button. And when, I don't know if you guys know anything about it. I know Derp does. Hi, Derp. So when you hit the Xbox button, if you hold it down, it gives you the option to turn off the console, turn off the controller, or reset or something like that. And so, and it pops up and it stops the whole game. And I said, all right, that's it. We're done. Shut it down. He's like, no. And I'm like, oh no, we're done. You're not playing the game. He's like, I wasn't trying to shut it off. I'm like, you weren't trying to do anything. I'm like, listen, man. Like after he shut it down, he went under the blanket, started pouting again. So I took the blanket off him. I said, look, I'm going to tell you right now, video games are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be an outlet. They're an outlet for me. And when you get worked up like that, you make it not fun. Like people lose in life. Like things happen. It's not the end of the world. It's literally a video game. Like that's it. It's just a video game. We were supposed to have fun and you ruined it. And then he was just like, I was like, whatever. So then Bella had sat down. She's the oldest of the three. And she's like, I actually wanted to play a game with you, Aunt Jen. I was like, oh, my bad. We'll put a game in. So we played some sprint car game. I just kept spinning in a circle because I can't control the fucking car. So I was like, well, this is hard. And, you know, she's running all over the track. And she's like, yeah, this game is kind of hard. We can play a different one. I was like, all right. So she puts in NASCAR. I'm like, I'm not good at fucking racing games. So I'm just racing. And me and her are in last place. Like there's 16 cars. And I think she's like 15 and I'm like 16. And I keep banging into the wall. Well, then Colt decides to sit up. He's like, you can't be running into the wall. I would be in first place if I was playing. I said, hey, no backseat gaming. You had your opportunity. If I want to run into the wall, I'm going to run into the wall. If I want to drive backwards on this track, I'm going to drive backwards on this track because I'm having fun. So you just sit there and you be quiet. You had your opportunity. But yeah, so then Bella's birthday is actually tomorrow. So we kind of celebrated her birthday, had some cupcakes. I did not because I was stuffed from dinner. And then Sunday just kind of chilled. And then came back Monday, sick, hating life. In fact, I almost stopped halfway. It's only a 10-hour drive. But like because I had conditioned my body so much from this trip to only do 5 to 6 hours, I get 5 hours in. I'm like, where's a Cracker Barrel at so I could just go to sleep? But I was like, no, I can't do it. So I made it all the way back. And honestly, it wasn't the only thing that was terrible about this trip about this trip. It was honestly the worst drive that I had the whole time I was out. And the only reason why, it's not even because it was New York, because I didn't really hit any traffic, shockingly, coming into New York, because just, I guess I timed it perfectly. But because it was dark and it's raining, and it's not just New York, because part of it was Pennsylvania as well. They don't believe in putting reflectors where the fucking lines go, and I can't see the lines. And like some of it, it was a wintry mix, so it was kind of rain and snow when I was in Pennsylvania, and then it switched to rain for a little bit when I came through New York. I was like, it was terrible. I was so stressed out. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die. Like I made it all the way through everything, and I'm gonna come back to New York and fucking die because I can't see the lines of the road. Yeah, she's a St. Patrick's Day baby. But yeah, so I'm here. I've been calling around trying to figure out the whole ordeal with my orders and also getting quotes from movers. I finally got a hold of somebody today that works at HRC. He doesn't work in the retirement services office there, but he is working with them to figure it out, because he's like, yeah, I've been in contact with so-and-so, and that they're saying that West Point told them that your MPD, which didn't know what a fucking MPD was until a couple of days ago. He's like, your MPD is out of Fort Campbell. I said, that makes no sense. My MPD is supposed to be out of West Point. I do everything through West Point. He's like, yeah, I don't know. So he asked me a bunch of questions, and then he actually called me a little bit before we went live, and was asking for my social, and he's like, yeah, I'm talking to them. So hopefully he has an answer for me tomorrow. And I told him, I said, look, man, I'm like, I didn't say man because he's a captain, but anyways, I was like, look, this is very time sensitive. Like before it was time sensitive, but like now it's like nuclear at this point, because I have to pull the trigger on one way or the other. So either I'm hiring this moving company, which is going to cost me almost $5,000 fucking dollars, and I'm not going to get reimbursed, to pack up my house and put it in storage somewhere here in New York, or the Army's going to give me orders and come do it themselves. And I'm like, I will tell you that my property management company has been very lenient and very graceful throughout all of this because they know I've been dealing with a lot. So I think that I would be able to talk them into like me giving them half a month's rent for next month to give me a couple extra weeks if I need it. I said, but I need like a no shit like timeline on when this is going to be. And he's like, how about you give me until the end of next week? And I said, all right, that should work. So if I don't have my orders, but it sounds like it should be moving in the right direction. I'm putting it all in the universe's hands, and I'm just gonna manifest it. Like I'm gonna have my orders by next week, and then transportation's gonna come pick my shit up, and then my cousin's gonna fly out the 30th, I think is when she's flying out. I gotta talk to her about it because she's gonna ride back with me from New York, but she's gonna and go to the little retirement ceremony thing that we're having for me. But so you know, I think I'm gonna keep the air mattress, and then I have my little air mattress that I slept on in the car. So we're gonna be sleeping on the floor when she comes here, but it's fine. At least my stuff will be gone, and that's all I care about is having my stuff gone. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much
2 ahead, friend.
Oh yeah, I know, and I felt so bad because I was sitting here and I was actually live on TikTok. Was it yesterday morning? Honestly, I don't know, because when I texted you, that's when I just realized it was Thursday. I was like, where the fuck did the week go? Like I've been here since Monday night. Like what did I do all week? You know, I don't have internet, so it's like I wasn't doing any online gaming or anything like that. Like I mean,
you were
I
in
brought
another dimension.
Apparently, like I mean, I did bring my Xbox down here to like play some video games because, like I said, I don't have internet, but it was just crazy. So I was live whatever morning it was, and my front door was open. And Randy stopped by, and I felt bad because like I opened the door, but then I stepped back, and he came in, and I'm like, and I kept stepping back, and he's like, "Are you good?" I said, "I just don't want to get you sick." I'm like, I'm sick right now. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "What? Like what's wrong?" And I'm like, I just have a cold. I just have a cold. I'm like, but you know, I'm just trying to keep my distance because like I don't want to get you sick. He's like, "Oh, well, I just want to say welcome back, and you know, we got to catch up when you feel better." I said, "Yeah, definitely, we definitely will." So I feel bad. You know, I know my neighbor's been looking forward to me coming back because Yvonne's been giving me a hard time. She's like, "When are you leaving?" I was like, "April 1st." And she's like, "April Fools?" I was like, "Yeah, except no fooling." Oh my God.
Wants to know if you have a destination yet.
As far as where I'm moving to, like right now I have to go back to Ohio for the internship. So, hold on, bear with
for
me.
what, like 6 months?
Yeah, and then I'll come back to New York at the end of September to do my final out processing and get my retirement ID card, which is super exciting. But that's crazy. So after that, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. Whatever happens, happens, you know?
That's fun, though. I don't feel like I'm flying by the seat of my own nothing. Like, I feel like I'm being drugged forcefully behind a fucking car on a gravel road these days. Like, I'm telling you, friend, I am just like, stick a fork in me, done. Like, I need a staycation is what I need. Just like 10 days.
Don't you have like a bunch of work from home days?
No, I gotta, I don't know. I feel weird working from home as a green suitor. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me, but, I mean, I do it when I need to, but, no, I need like no computer. Like, I need 10 days of like nice weather and just lay in the grass and just, oh my God, it's so funny, right? So I told you Dr. Hamilton, right? Everybody met Dr. Hamilton, the fish.
Oh, I was like, who the fuck is Dr. Hamilton? Yeah, Dr. Hamilton, the fish.
Dr. Hamilton Half Moon. So he's been living in this bowl, and like, you know me, I overthink everything. So I'm like, I really just don't like the way he's hanging out in this bowl. So a couple weeks ago, I bought an aquaponics tank for him,
Yeah.
and it came in yesterday. So I went through the whole thing of cleaning the tank and cleaning all this stuff and whatever, setting it up. Wait, I have to wait because I got the distilled water from the grocery store. So it's like I got to wait for it to come to the same room temperature.
Hmm.
I really just wanted to go home. I was so tired. I didn't feel good. And so I was like, you know what I'm going to do instead? Because I've been feeling just really disconnected and like I've been drugged behind a car on a gravel road. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to meditate. And I'm just going to like balance my chakras and just maybe that will help.
Yeah.
And so I did. And it was great. And I just felt so relaxed. And just the guided meditation I was listening to was just so peaceful. And it automatically went into another one. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to close my door and I'm going to Shavasana on the floor, which is also known as corpse pose. And you just lay like a dead body on the floor. Girl, because I had like 15 minutes left before this water was going to be ready to put the fish in.
Mm-hmm.
And I laid there. Girl, I woke up like an hour later because I was snoring.
At work?
On the floor in my office. I was like,
oh my God.
This is terrible.
Nobody said anything? Don't you have office mates?
No one was there. I was by myself.
Oh.
Which is why I chose to like do it. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, I was like cracking up.
That's
And
awesome.
I felt better for like a little bit. And
yeah.
But then I had to come home and rush around and go to that play. And so I kind of feel like I just kind of undid everything that I did.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's really cool that they do. I didn't know that was like a thing still. The traveling shows or whatever.
Oh yeah. So she's like, it's a pretty cool little setup. I mean, it's a lot, but because she's a minor, they have to she has to have a parent. What are you laughing
My
at?
hair is pissing me off right now. I need a haircut so bad. I should have asked my cousin like before I left Ohio, can you please cut my hair? But like I look like I have a mop on my head.
Oh my God, you're funny. It doesn't look that bad.
I'm just gonna.
If you'd stop doing that, you goof. Oh my God, you're so funny.
Should go get a hat.
Just leave it. It's fine. Yeah. I look bold, so whatever.
No, you don't look bold.
Yeah, but she's like in a mobile school with a tutor and is on tour for like 6 months.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
It was a good show. It was packed. It was sold out.
Mm-hmm. What was the show again?
Anastasia.
Anastasia, that's right. That's cool.
So, we're talking about my what was going on last night. My husband's cousin's daughter. So I guess I'd be like his second cousin. I don't know how that family tree shit works, but
it's cousin. I don't know. Like that's.
But she's 9 and she's in a traveling theater group. And they're traveling around the United States and Canada doing a production of Anastasia. So we went to support her because they live in New Jersey and we haven't seen them in a while anyway, just haphazardly. They were 30 minutes from my house. So we went to go see the play. Catch you up really there, cool. Baxter.
I'm glad you guys got like that opportunity to do that. Like even if it wasn't
like listen, I was God, I'm terrible anymore. Like whenever, especially when I'm feeling like I'm feeling now, where all I want to do is just be in my sweatpants in my house, and I keep getting drugged to do different things. I really didn't want to go. And I won't say I was being crabby about it, but I wasn't like, oh yeah, we're gonna go out tonight. But it was a good, entertaining show. I had a good time. You know, I just am fucking really tired now because, like I said, I didn't get to bed till like midnight. And like, I don't know what's wrong with my body, but when I go to bed that late, I feel like I was out drinking the whole night. Like I just am like,
Because we're
okay.
getting older. That's why.
So, but it was a
It's an
good time.
idea.
And like you said, I'm really glad we got the opportunity to do it. And and again, it was a good show. So, but yeah,
Good.
that's just been, I'm building my plant empire. I bought these, I'm such a weirdo anymore. Now I'm like this, like everything is about planting. Yesterday I went to the commissary to pick up distilled water so I could move this fish into this new tank. And I went through the produce section and saw some ginger. And I was like, oh, I saw a video on that. I want to try that. I want to see if I can wash this and plant it and make more ginger. So if I could, something wrong with me. So I was at
Yeah.
Walmart and well, it's springtime. So everybody has plants out. So I was at Walmart and I'm getting ready to check out and they have this little display of berry bushes. Sorry, I thought I heard an owl. Trauma.
Crazy.
Anyway, well, no, because I remember. Did I tell you about the time the owl flew into my duck coop and tried to eat one of my birds?
I don't remember. Like, I know you've had a lot of interactions with owls, like, since you've been there.
Well, it was when I was trying to conjure up an owl like 10 times in 3 days or whatever the little ritual was you were supposed to do. That motherfucker came in there and tried to eat my bird. I quit calling him or summoning him after that.
Yeah, like, all right, we're done.
Yeah. So they have these little bags that have they look really lame, but they're just like a stick hanging out of it, but they're blueberry and raspberry bushes. They're like clippings that are in a bag of like dirt. So I'm like, they were $7, and I was like, okay, I'm buying that.
Hell yeah.
Well, they were sitting here in the bags, and I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. You know, I Googled some stuff, and depending on whether it's a live clipping or a dormant clipping, you got to do like different stuff, whatever. And I'm like, all right, well, it's like just a stick. So I'm going to assume that's a dormant clipping. And I think it'll be okay until I figure out what I'm going to do with it. Because I was like, I don't know. Do I get like a big pot? Like whatever. Well, I come in here to water all the other stuff I got growing in here. And it's starting to like grow green stuff. And I'm like, oh, I need to get you into like a home, little buddy. So I potted those and they seem to be doing pretty good. And then I had put off my medicinal garden because it's mostly flowers. And when I was researching some other things, most of the time they tell you flowers just sow them directly into the soil, like outside. But I got like a long time before anything's going to be ready for outside. I mean, I know you can't really see back there, but it is like, I don't want to go out there. I have to go lock those birds up, and it's cold, and it's like snow, rain, icing outside, and I want no part in it. So I went ahead and I created another indoor space, and I planted all of my medicinal garden stuff. So I'm super excited about that. I made soap. Well, I'm
How'd
trying
that
out
turn
some.
out?
I'm trying out some soap recipes. It's really funny. So I made like a liquid laundry detergent, and I tried it out today on my muddy comforter because the dogs jumped up there with their muddy freaking feet. And it worked. My husband said it was clean. But I bought these jars and I'm so sad. So they're like a drink dispenser. So it's just like a big gallon size glass mason jar is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then it has the little spout on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out of the spout.
Too thick?
Yeah, I think so. Because like it looked really good and it briefed well when I made it. But when you let it sit, everything just kind of like separates. So every time you want to use it, you got to kind of like stir it back up. And I think that because it has washing soda in it, that maybe that washing soda is getting stuck in the thing. But anyway, I was really sad because I bought them because I thought, oh, it'll be really easy. You just set it over the little drawer that comes out of your front loader and pour it in. And all will be right with the world. But it didn't work like that.
So is it like a front tap or like a pump at the top?
No, it's just a front tap. Like if you put
Oh,
lemonade
okay.
in it, like a
Yeah.
Gatorade thing where you just lift the little tab and the
Yeah.
water comes out and then you close it. Yeah. So I thought maybe the lid was too tight.
The alarm's going off.
What alarm?
The
woo outside?
Yeah.
That's a fire.
I mean, we
fire
call
department.
it a tornado alarm, like where I'm from.
No,
but
over there it's the fire department coming out. There's no storm alarms over there. You're safe.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? I could have swore they set those things off when when we were under that tsunami watch or warning, whatever.
I was there through Sandy. They didn't turn on any kind of nothing. That's
weird.
usually
Anyways,
the fire department. Somebody's coming out of the fire department. So there's probably an accident is a more likely story.
That's pretty accurate here.
Or a fire, but probably more an accident.
Probably an accident. People can't drive around here.
She's like, do I need to find shelter?
I wasn't going to find shelter. I was just going to.
We're here on camera and just watch you get sucked away because she's like,
"Hey guys, this is some great content." No, like when we got put under. So every year that I was in Hawaii, we were under a tsunami warning. The first year was like I had just gotten there, like I was still in processing, like I wasn't even out of like the in processing barracks, and maybe I was. Either way, I was still in processing, and there's a 6-hour time difference from Hawaii to Ohio, and my mom like tried calling me at like 5 o'clock in the morning, like fucking ignore, calls again. What the fuck? It's Saturday, like ignore, you know? So then she called like a third time. And I'm like, oh my God, like is somebody dying? I was like, hello? And she's like, are you okay? I was sleeping. You're under a tsunami warning. I am? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm literally in the middle of the island surrounded by mountains. So like if a wave comes up this high, then, then I think the whole island's fucked. So I'm going back to bed. And then, so me and a buddy, like a guy I was in processing with, so we had signed up. They do like the little island tours. So you can like, this is the places to go, whatever, just kind of get to know the island a little bit. So we had signed up for that, and we were supposed to do that morning. Like we had to meet, I think we had to meet up at like 8 or 8:30 at wherever. And so we show up and we're the only ones there. And they're like, yeah, it's canceled because there's a tsunami warning. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are so dramatic. No, I have no idea. So me and him are like, well, what are we going to do? Like, we have all day. And I was like, I want to see the tsunami. Like, everyone's freaking out about it. So let's find a spot so we can watch it. So we go to Jack in the Box, get breakfast. And we find there's this hill. I want to say it's called Kinea Street, if I remember right. It runs it runs in between Wheeler Airfield and Schofield Barracks. And so we had found like there's a spot up on that road that like we just pulled off, and you're literally over a hill and you can see the ocean like off in the distance. I'm like, this is good. Like we can see the ocean. I feel like we're far enough away. If like there's a big fucking wave coming at us, I think we have enough time to turn around and get away. And we're sitting there, we're watching the boats pull out, and we're sitting and we're sitting and we're sitting. Guess how big the wave was that year?
No telling.
It was 1 foot. It was a 1 foot wave. I was so disappointed. And then I was like, I can't believe we fucking canceled for that. But whatever. I have the rest of the day. I don't even remember what we did. But then the next year, tsunami warning, there wasn't even a foot wave. And I'm like, listen, they're gonna make us very complacent with these tsunami warnings, and we're like, it's not gonna be anything, and then the whole island's gonna get wiped off because nobody's fucking doing anything about it. Fucking dumb. But
it's not really anything you can do about it.
No, I mean, what are you supposed?
Wave that just comes in and
yeah, and just hopefully you have some place to hang on for dear life so the waves don't take you out in the ocean. But yeah, I don't even know why I got on that tangent about a fucking tsunami.
Me neither. But that's how our conversations always go.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So yeah, just that's. I'm not giving up, friend. I'm just tired. I just need a
That's
nap.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. Do you guys have a holiday weekend coming up, or did it already
Not
pass?
till April.
There's no 3-day. There's always at the minimum a 3-day.
No, not
For us, okay. Well, for active duty there is, because it's just
who wants to
if
work
there's
a whole month without a long weekend, right?
exactly like who wants to do that? So we always have a training holiday. So
Oh no,
yeah, I don't know.
the next
Well,
one's
that
not till
sucks.
April. I mean, and then oh god, so I gotta look at me. I can't even get enough oxygen, and so I well, real quick, I decided this was what I was trying to tell you earlier. I was driving home, like trying not to face plant into my steering wheel, and I needed to stop and get cigarettes. And I was like, you need to quit anyway. So let's just go home. But now I'm home and I'm like,
I want a cigarette.
I do.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I quit dipping for a week. And then when I was headed back from Ohio, I was like, I'm driving, like, because to me, like, I have to dip when I travel long distance. Like, that's why I kind of had a difficult time quitting while I was traveling. And then, like, when I got back, I think it was, I can't even remember when the last one that I had. Like, I was fine at the end of the trip. I think the last one was before I got to Arkansas. And then I made it the rest of the time, didn't dip at all in Ohio. And then, I don't know, I just knew that it was going to be a really long drive. And going back into New York, it was going to be anxiety. And so I was like, just making excuses, clearly, because then I went and bought some fucking dip. And I was like, but I haven't really, since I've been back, like, yeah, I've been like sitting there on the couch dipping, but it's like, I'm not even finishing it. So I'm honestly wasting the dip because like, I just don't feel good.
Which is why I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to just give this up again. Was because the last few times I had one, I'm like, God, this tastes like shit.
Yeah.
I don't even want it. But like, then I'm sitting here and I'm like, but I want it. And then I smoke it and I'm like, but I don't.
Why don't you get like a vape as like a backup?
No, because I tried that already. And then I just became vape addicted. And then it's just like I traded one bad habit for another. And honestly, the thing I don't like about the vape is because you can kind of smoke it anywhere. I feel like you're pulling on that thing more than if you smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
So like when I'm at work, I don't smoke at work because I'm too lazy to go outside. So
it's cold outside. Like, who wants to go outside?
Well, that too. That's most of it. And well, we have these little, like I call them like the bus stop shelters outside. But I don't like smoking in there because then you just come out smelling like, oh, it's bad. I can't. I did it one time and I was like, nope, not doing that again.
Pick up dipping.
I'm the worst smoker in the entire planet. I'm like, ew, gross. I don't want to smell like that, but give me a smoke.
Yeah. Tina.
But yeah, I was like, so I just don't. And I'm fine all fucking day. Even when I get bored, I'm not, I don't know, something wrong with me. But
there's something wrong with all of us.
I need to stop saying that. I need to stop saying that. There's nothing wrong with me.
No, you just got, you got to embrace it. Like, look, there's
that's all it is. It's just that first few days. It's just breaking a habit. But I think that's why I keep getting sick. Well,
yeah, I'm sure I was going to say your body is also probably trying to like work all that shit out of your system too. Like, how long has it been since your last cigarette?
Oh, I haven't quit yet. I got one more in the back.
Never mind. I was gonna say your body's just
tomorrow morning will be day 1.
Yeah, you got this, buddy. If you really, and I mean, we've talked about before. It's like, I think me and you are like the same. Like, we really want to quit, we can't, because like when I quit for like that week, it's like I wasn't even craving it, had no desire to do it, but I just really wanted it for the ride because I knew it was going to be a long car ride, and it's kind of like something to do.
So there was a lot of stuff. Tina's here.
Yeah, I gotta get. She's almost done with your stuff. I just got it because she prints it out and like puts it in a cool little frame and gives you some cool stuff. So I got to get your address so she can send that out
All
to
right, I'll
you, and
text
then
you. But
hopefully
that
it'll be ready for
was
next week, maybe.
Derp said he decided to quit one day, and that was that. And that's what happened to me the last time I quit. I was just like, I'm done with this. And I quit for like, I don't know, over a year. And then we
Mhm.
started moving here, and I don't know, I got this, my friend came and we were having beers, and I was like, oh, we should smoke.
That's where it
And
always starts, is with the alcohol.
I know. And the thing is that I had done that before and been like, whatever, when the pack was gone, we were just like, all right, that was it. And I was totally fine. And then I don't know. I just, same thing, just made excuses. And that's all it is. It's totally 100% mindset. And you
Mhm.
just have to do it. There's no
Yeah.
easy way to do it. You just have to fucking do it.
Yeah. Just
And
do
then
it.
like you do. And then like Derp said, you can or no, it's Baxter, gum or hard candy, just trying to
Mhm.
like that's how I kind of started with crochet. It was like every time I wanted a cigarette, I would like, instead of going out for a break, I'd crochet for a little bit, but then it just started to consume my life and wasn't really conducive for the office because I would just get so involved in my project, but
Well,
keeping the
it's
hands
better than
busy.
laying on the floor snoring.
I know. I couldn't believe I did that.
That's funny. How's he like his new tank?
Oh, I think he loves it. Except for I had a thought today and I was like, this is a big change. Well, it's a bigger tank. So we went from like 1 gallon to like almost 3, probably like 2.5 gallons of water.
Mhm.
Plus, it has a pump on it because it pumps the water up into the plants and then comes back down. So I was like, man, that's a big change. 1, it's a lot more water. 2, he went from a quiet bowl that had, it didn't have anything in it but like him and some decorations to now like the pump hums in the water.
Mhm.
And then I can hear it. So I wonder what that sounds like to him underwater. And then water falls back down into the bowl. So now you have the trickling of the water. And I'm like, God,
Mhm.
that's gotta be loud.
Just when he's
Right?
what the fuck is going on
But
up
what's
there?
funny is that the waterfall has a little bit of a heft to it to where it
Mhm.
makes the water all move around. And
Mhm.
sometimes he forgets that it's there and he like swims into it and he's like, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" And you can see him swimming really hard to like get out of it. And he winds up all like tumbled upside down. It's really
Oh,
funny.
poor
He did it
guy.
twice today. And I was like, bro, but he's been hanging out at the bottom of the tank a lot more, which is making me feel a lot better about life because he was just really hanging out at the top, which is
Mhm.
where like all the oxygen is. So
Yeah.
that's why I got the tank because he needed something with better oxygen flow. And so now that the water is constantly moving, um, anyway, so that took us down a rabbit hole at work today because it was like, where are uh, betas from? And where do they normally live in the wild? And
Japan,
allegedly
isn't
they
it?
live in Asia in rice paddies and slow moving streams.
Oh, so
I was
then the
like,
water's probably not too bad. Maybe. Maybe not. I
so,
don't know.
but he seemed to like it. He was swimming around a lot more. He seemed a lot more active, but the plastic seems to reflect the water. And I
Mhm.
think sometimes because he gets real sassy in there sometimes.
Mhm.
And I think it's because he can see his reflection and he starts fighting himself. So I'll have to get
That's
some
funny.
videos. Like
Yeah, you will.
he makes me laugh. He's
That's
pretty
funny. What
funny.
about eating? Is he
Yep,
eating
he
better
started
now?
eating. Yep,
That's good.
his boycott of this food is not good enough for me. I think what it was is I was just moving him too much in a short
Yeah.
period of time, and he was just stressed out. But
And
I
and
thought,
obviously if the tank wasn't as, oxygenated as it was supposed to be, that was
well,
probably
honestly, he started eating. I needed to change his water. I was trying to do it like every week, but I
Mhm.
had moved him so much. I let him go like a little bit longer in the old tank. And it was like leaving him in there for a little bit longer was when he kind of got his appetite. But I moved him yesterday and I fed him this morning and he ate. But I think he's just happy to have oxygen in his water. So
Yeah.
he's like, oh shit, I can like fucking breathe and think. So he might have been a little like stressed on a survival, not just acclimating, but like I can barely breathe, let alone think about eating.
Right.
So anyway, he's doing pretty good.
Cool.
So I'll
Yeah,
try
I
to,
definitely
I
wanna
know I
see
said it
some
last
videos.
time, but I'll try to set up his, take some pictures and put it on our socials. And
Yeah, I definitely want to see some pictures and maybe some videos because like he sounds like he's a funny fish.
he is a funny fish. But he took
Yeah.
a nap today. It was kind of cute. He curled up down by, I have these little fake leaves in there, and he curled up down there and leaned against it. And he says, my tank has to stay a bit nasty because they are dirty fish. So anyway, that's life. But
Yeah.
I felt good today because like I had this thought where I was just like, I go through these bouts where I'm like, I don't feel as wonderfully and magically connected to the universe as I once did. And then all of a sudden I got like inundated with like quadruple twos at 111. And then I was like triple fours. And I was like, all right. I heard you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh
So
man.
I think that it's just one of those things that I think we just like I had kind of my like awe-inspiring moment in the beginning that was like, I don't know, magical. And so when it's like a little less magical and more normal, and a lot of it's probably just because you're used to the interactions and the whatever. I don't know. I'm sleep
We all have
deprived
those
and rambling.
moments. Yeah,
so
we
But I'm super excited about Tina, so we'll have to let everybody know when we're gonna have her on.
Yeah, I know she said I was texting her today, and she said that it's almost done. Just has a few more things to get. So we were talking maybe next Thursday, or if we're gonna keep with every other Thursday, then what the next Thursday that we're on. So we'll talk offline and come up with a plan. That way we're not like bouncing her around.
For sure, and we could go either way. The every other Thursday wasn't intentional. It just seems to be like the both of us will be like, wait, it's Saturday. What happened to Thursday?
Yeah. And honestly, I think it's kind of worked out, especially because like, it gives us more to talk about, instead of like every week we're like, yep, same shit, different week. All right, have a great one, buddy.
I've been yawning since I woke up this morning. It's terrible. I need a nap.
Yeah.
And with that, we're gonna let everybody go take a nap.
Yes, or go to bed, because for some of us it's almost bedtime.
Yes, and it's almost dark. So
It
look
is.
at that.
I was gonna say it's starting to get a little bit dark over there, so it's about that time.
Well, I see your face. Thanks everybody for joining us. It was super fun as always.
Yeah, as always, I'll make sure I have the cards next time.
Yeah, no worries, friend.
So, but
all right.
Until next time. Make sure you guys check our socials, the Instagram, the TikTok, even though we haven't been active on either one of those, but those are still there.
I know, right? We've been terrible.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. You can still,
everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, if you guys ever want to talk about anything, you guys are more than welcome to make suggestions in the comment section when you guys pop in, especially now that we're doing it live, or if you want us to like look into something before an episode, and shoot us a message on Instagram or our email. So thanks for coming in, buddies.
Bye, friends.